For everybody, it began with 9/11, which really changed the world in so many ways. By day 2 after 9/11, they were talking about Iraq. There was a meeting in Florence. The argument was, should the demonstration be, we should have an international demonstration day over the war in Iraq. And that's how February the 15th happened.
Well, I've never attended anything like that demonstration in my life anywhere, because there was no such demonstration before. It was tremendously moving to be there.
I'm a musician, so I've been to a lot of huge concerts and festivals and so on, but I have to say, nothing compares to the feeling of being on the streets of London on February the 15th, 2003.
All ages, all ethnicities, people from all over England. You know, that was one of the amazing things.
I was absolutely amazed at the scale of it. It's hard to convey just how huge that protest was to anyone who wasn't there.
There was a fantastic feeling of saying, good, it's not just a few of us, this is really something.
It's very important for Prime Minister Blair to listen to the voices of the people of this country. They are saying clearly and loudly that they oppose this war.
Nobody could predict the size and scale of what finally took place. It amazed the organizers everywhere.
We are here today to found a new political movement worldwide.
On what, without doubt, is this historic occasion.
In the biggest ever political demonstration in the history of this country.
The first global demonstration, and its first cause is to prevent a war against Iraq.
There is no event in the history of the last 2 centuries where so many people gathered to try and stop a war from taking place.
The intelligence picture they paint is one accumulated over the last 4 years. It is extensive, detailed, and authoritative. It concludes that he has existing and active military plans for the use of chemical and biological weapons, which could be activated within 45 minutes, including against his own Shia population.
They said we went in there to get rid of weapons of mass destruction. I think we went in there precisely because we knew that there were none there.
I would still have thought it right to remove him. I mean, obviously you would have had to use and deploy different arguments about the nature of the threat.
As far as I'm concerned, he's an utterly disgusting, disgraceful figure who should be tried as a war criminal.
I did a television program that night, and there were people saying, it's like the 4th of July, there's Baghdad all lit up, and while they were talking, people were being killed. It was incredible, and I said that, and they asked me to leave the studio, and I wouldn't. Mass casualties, damage, and an illegal war, an immoral war, and an unwinnable war.
In the United States, the lies were told endlessly.
Whereas in a democracy, the division in society should be between the competing parties, today, all over the world, the division is between the establishment, the political establishment, including the media, and everybody else.
The Murdoch press, the Murdoch television networks, some parts of the BBC, all played the game.
New York Times or the Financial Times, one or the other, said that there were now two superpowers. One, of course, is the elites of the US and their military apparatus, and the other is ordinary people all around the world who oppose what they are attempting to do.
I thought that was a very shrewd comment to describe the global peace movement as a superpower, and it was true. Because however many weapons you have, however many police you have, however many people's phones you bug and letters you open, you cannot, even dictators cannot, disregard public opinion.
I remember reading that quote that if one person gives all their time to peace, then it might just make the newspapers, but if many people give some of their time to peace, then it might just change history.
We are starting something really big.
The people are speaking, and the Prime Minister and the President have got to start listening.
There are 600 and more demonstrations in cities all around the world. Every country, every continent, everybody in the world has a chance today to say no, absolutely no, to war on Iraq.
Everyone who came realized, because of the magnitude of the crowd and the enormity of the issue, that they were making history. The hand of history was on millions and millions and millions of people's shoulders, and that's something no one will ever forget.